The Food Bank of Contra Costa and Solano has been nourishing our community for 45 years. Our formula for fighting hunger is really simple: partner, distribute, and advocate. Since the food bank began, our services have not only expanded, but have reshaped based on the changing needs of our communities.
When we first opened our pantry, we were based out of the pastor's garage. We had the opportunity to use a structure that was on site. When we moved into it, we realized the space didn't have the proper electrical requirements. It didn't have insulation. We had been using donated refrigerators, and so I applied for a grant, and I went, okay, well, I'll just replace the refrigerators that we have. And when I turned in the grant for the 3 refrigerators, I received a phone call from the food bank, and they said, how about if we increase your grant amount, and instead of getting these 3 household refrigerators, you're able to get a commercial grade refrigerator. And that was one of those, well, yeah, that's a no-brainer. And it's something that I hadn't even thought was a possibility, because I was looking at the parameters of what the grant was. And then to have someone take that time and saying, here's what we think would help with your capacity and help you to serve your community. It goes beyond the food. It's about what is needed in all aspects to help serve the community.
The food bank operates 8 direct service programs and is out in the community 7 days a week distributing food.
The CalFresh program is a nutrition assistance program that helps low-income individuals and families purchase groceries on a monthly basis. My mom worked a full-time job throughout my childhood and still couldn't make ends meet. I mean, I was young age, maybe 9 or 10 when we started receiving food stamps is what it was called, but it is essentially the CalFresh program now. Being a mother myself, I can resonate with those feelings. I just remember that feeling a sense of relief. We would always have food. We wouldn't go without. You shouldn't have to choose whether or not you pay your bills to keep your lights on or you purchase groceries. Like when people are food insecure, most of the time they have to put bills above being able to purchase groceries. With our clients, I feel like CalFresh helps that not be a factor. And it helps them be able to have a certain amount of income that goes towards groceries, purchasing food on a monthly basis, something that seems so simple to most people, but it's not.
So when they come to the pantry and they receive food, whether it's the first time or the third time, there's that sense of gratitude. We always see the gratitude, but there's also that sense of relief. Because if we've been able to provide them the food to give them that relief of not having to spend that money on groceries, then they can use those funds to pay for gas or pay for a utility bill. That there's that sense of relief that the food that we've provided them has then helped to ease their burdens.
I received a call from a client that was looking for a free food distribution site through the food bank. I was able to schedule an appointment with him later on in that day to actually talk about the CalFresh program. He actually is receiving benefits now, and he gave me a phone call a few weeks after that. And I think that's what makes him so memorable to me is he reached out to me and just told me like how happy he gave the CalFresh program a chance. He was just so thankful. One of the most impactful moments is when he told me that he could tell that I loved my job. It was impactful personally because I used to be on CalFresh, and so I know what it feels like to have that sense of relief.
I happened to be out that day with one of our wonderful drivers, Gregory. I stood in line with the volunteers helping hand out food directly, and I had a little boy come through my line, and I was handing out squash and cucumbers, and I handed it to him, and he said, "Is that a pickle?" And I said, "Well, eventually it could be." But Will came over and literally cut up some of the fresh produce so that we could share it with folks that were in line. When someone's never seen a kiwi, they don't know what to expect. And I think we start to take for granted the access we have to wonderful, healthy foods. Food should not be a privilege. Food is a human right. This work allows me to really make a difference in the world, in our local community. People think people are hungry somewhere else. People are hungry here. We see it each and every day.